it should be connected if it's not connected to the tablet anymore. Or it should say I'm live again. So that's old. And this is new. Right? Of course. Have my sapphire. Y'all can see that. Let's check him. The fuck was that? Oh, that's probably the damn. I probably got the speaker too loud. Cause there's a delay on the stream, and I got my live. I'm watching my live from my tablet, and I got it connected to the speaker, so I guess it just picked up the stones falling. I'm like, what the hell is that in my window? How do I show these off? Well, maybe I don't need to show the bottom of the decks, but they can be talked about though, because I feel like that's the bottom of the decks is always usually important as well. They kind of really add to the reading. Is that Aventurine? And that's crazy. Shit, see, I was so quick to buy stuff. That should have been on my another thing I should have bought with the orange calcite. So alright. Alrighty. I done lost the viewer. Darn it. I'm just trying to get this set up. I haven't even like started, but you know, now that I'm working through Twitch, it makes storage a lot easier. And I don't have to worry about my storage no more. I could just record on Twitch and then upload on YouTube. Why is my hotspot on? Should I move this? I should just bring this in here. Of course. Layouts. This is a pain. Sorry for all the topsy-turvy, all this movement. Hopefully nobody gets motion sickness from watching this live, because I'm gonna cut it. Yeah, maybe I'll just pull out the button. Maybe I shouldn't use that. That's disrespectful. Oh, come on. I need Alright, well, fuck it. We're just gonna use the stand. It's a stand, so we're gonna use the stand, right? I'm just showing y'all everything that does not need to be seen. That is hot. That's hot, hot, hot. Here we go. Maybe. Yes, no, maybe so. Isn't that how it goes or something like that? Voila. Alrighty, so I guess I can't change the quality now, right? Nope. Alright, so we are don't even got the time. Oh, I gotta check the management, the stream manager. 7 minutes in. Alright, so we just cut it at 7. Once we get to 8 minutes, we get started. How's it going, guys? Sacred Black Sheep with another video. So today we're doing something different as usual. So today is Sunday the 25th at the time of this recording, which is about to be literally the 26th. But we just had a full moon in Aquarius. And usually what I do under the full moon is I kind of do a little manifestations. I write things down that I want to bring into, my life, or that I would like to change in my life as well. And then also I'll do a little prayer, I'll smoke, and I'll play my music, and just feel under the moon. But this time I really didn't do that. I just really kind of laid back, played my game, listened to some music, and I did a little bit of reading as well and some research. But because I didn't do, because I wanted to do a full moon energy reading, but instead I just was like, well, I have this black moon astrology, and I know they had a spread in here, and the spread that you see here is the actual black moon spread. Right? This is from the book itself. And it says, this spread is designed to help you better understand an issue or challenge you are currently facing and reveal some possible solutions and ways forward. Shuffle the deck as you ask your question or think of the issues you are seeking clarity on. Then place 5 cards in the position as shown in the diagram below. After you have interpreted all the cards, apply their meanings and come up with a final conclusion. If you are looking for further clarification, pull another card in order to sum up the basic theme of your reading. So the first position is the root of your question or issue. This may contain some of the past influences not completely phased out some residual energy of this that still lingers. The second position, current surrounding influences. This shows pretty much what you can already see and what is obvious. In an event, this card sums up the energy of the present. The third position is what you are not able to see at the current time because you have blinders on, perhaps. What is being hidden within, or what is being hidden, withheld, or just overlooked. This is the surprise part of the reading. The fourth position, what to do now. How do you address this issue? How you manifest or overcome it? Where your strengths are, this card shall tell you. The fifth position, likely outcome. Based upon current circumstances, it is important to keep this in mind so it is possible to change it should this not be the outcome of what outcome you want. I'm like, what is that noise? I forgot I still got the my speaker on. I was supposed to be playing music, but so much for that. I'm thinking people's outside my window trying to distract me from doing this. I'm over here distracting myself. How about that? So with the first position, right, I end up pulling, because I pulled from the actual Black Moon astrologies first, and then I pulled some tarot, right? So I end up pulling out, for the first card is the 11th house, which is friends, number 35. Then the second position, I end up pulling the void of course moon, missing, 52. The third card, which is, I love this one, right? North Node, life's purpose, 41. That's another reason why it's important for me that I had to record this video. And I've already pulled these cards and I've seen these already. So this honestly is a personal reading that I'm kind of doing for myself. And I'm just like sharing it with the collective. Because, you know, it's all energy. It can be general as well. So you never know. So I'm going to try to keep it as general as possible without, y'all get it. How the saying goes, take what resonates, and if it doesn't, leave the rest, or something like that, or like what I like to use is, it is highly imperative that you use your discernment. That's all. Fourth card is air element, communicating. And as you can see, it's Twinflame right there, which we'll get into. We'll get into it all. And the last card is Mercury, the mind. So you have the mind and communicating. How, isn't that how Mercury, doesn't Mercury rule communication as well? All right, so the first question, I didn't even ask the question, I just pulled the cards. Because I'm already because with this Black Moon thing, this Black Moon spread, I really kind of wanted to just reveal the truth of what was going on under this full moon anyway. So, and prior to that intention, right, because I've been pulling cards for a while now, and in one of my readings, I was getting something about a Black Widow initiations and how they do it under the full moon. So that's what kind of inspired me to do this full moon, this Black Moon spread. And then also I finally seen the Black Widow movie. I think I mentioned that in the reading, how there's like a man behind this whole organization, and he's just like out here wilding. But of course the Black Widow's here as always. So if the Friends is here, not really focused on the 11th house, right? But of course, if we're thinking of astrology, we could read up on that. Maybe that's what I could do as well. But yeah, because I was like, there's cards up here as well that I end up pulling. But yeah, it's neither here or there. It's going to get talked about. I'm gonna get to it. Trust me. It's all gonna connect. But we have the Princess of Pentacles under here, and then we have the Queen of Cups, and then we have Black Widow. So, right, so what I can conclude, right, from this reading, there's a feminine energy. I'm not going to even say that. Well, there's a woman here. Well, this is a Mercury, right? Sailor Mercury from the Sailor Scouts. Queen of Cups, and then you have the Princess of Cups. I really think that from here, I feel like there's a mother that's paying an individual. And that's what I get. I feel like there's somebody's mom that's paying their friends. That's so okay, and that's probably why I need to backtrack. And that's why I need to. So I end up pulling some healing cards, heal yourself cards as well. I think that was the first thing I did. I think, or maybe that's the second thing I did. First or second thing, I know. I pulled the astrology cards, and then it was the right, because it's funny how, like, I'm literally going through a transition in my life, and it's literally about stepping into my North Node. So, with that being said, I'm like, and this is also important that I make these videos, because it's all in conjunction with what I'm supposed to be doing, and I don't think that somebody's out here believing that, and there's also somebody that's out here trying to cut that from that happening. But we have selling out, we have entrapment, which actually came up over here, and then we have wild. So, and then we have you can have whatever you like. Oh, you can't even see these, right? Here's the selling out. With the you can have whatever you like, the King and Queen of Pentacles, let me be your provider. So there's a story behind that. You may actually be dealing with an organization that has probably sold you out in a sense. They probably have used you in some way, shape, or form to kind of get the upper advantage, to a situation. And it's more so based off what I've been experiencing, because as a reader, I can come over here and give you intuitive messages, but I have to speak through my experiences on what I'm going through in order for this to really to relate. I know as a reader that when I pull these cards out, I want it to relate to the collective, at least the cards that I pull out for myself. I'm pretty sure it's going to relate in some way, shape, or form. That's why it's necessary for me to do these. Wild, right, is after whatever this situation is, right? Because these are 3 different scenarios, but I still feel like they're all connecting to somebody's North Node, their life's purpose, right? I think that's, again, we read with the third spot, right? This is the blinders. So this is what we don't see coming. Well, I sort of, but, I still don't know, even with the things that I do know. Only God really knows our all, right? And I'm nowhere near God. Only just a child. But dealing with these people, you've isolated yourself, right? And you've kind of been going into the wild side of things, stepping into your DNA activation, right? Because again, that's all part of your North Node anyway, your life's purpose. So it's just like you're really kind of putting yourself out there in some way, or at least exploring that. You're learning about that. getting yourself involved in it. Or at least, right, at least with you acting out is what's activating everybody else as well. Divine Soulmate Union. And I didn't pull these cards until I think I've gotten these established. That's why you kind of see them all at the top, right? But Entrapment. Now, with some of you, I think this is what, oh, that's probably why I showed up like this instead of, because it's like breaking free. So maybe that was necessary. Because I showed y'all how I pulled it out, but then when I was showing y'all hair, this kind of wanted to be in the middle. But with the Divine Soulmate Union, it says, we come together for a purpose, you recognize me. And with the Entrapment here, it's exactly what it is. Twinflame, so somebody's mirroring each other in a situation. So if you're feeling entrapped somewhere, if you're feeling entrapped in your situation and you know in your soul that you are connecting with somebody, they are going through a similar situation. And the reason why I say, and that's why the communication is there. Y'all both need to communicate clearly about what is really going on behind the scenes. Keep it on the low. But again, there's a Black Widow involved, and it has everything to do with a friend and a potential, a mom as well, and a sister potentially. Because Queen of Pentacles, Princess of Pentacles, holy shit. I'm sorry, but like now that I say that, I'm like, Queen of Cups, I know somebody, right? And I know, yeah. So, somebody's mom and sister may be involved in the reality of why you can't trust your friends. Let's put it like that. Bring in the tea, right? So there's some truth behind that. But with the Void of Course Moon missing, that's literally, it sounds like what it is. Like something is missing. Actually, I can really go into details about that. So that was number 35. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but let's go into like the ideal 35. And again, I can't really, it says the 11th house. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Just walk beside me and be my friend. So the corresponding tarot card behind that is the Three of Cups. The key idea is source of help, alliances, groups, friend, the black sheep of the family, goals, helps, wishes, dreams. That really makes me want to think about that. It says friendships, friends of all kinds, allies and alliances, social contacts, organizations and clubs, gatherings, dreams, hopes, and inspiration and aspirations, destinies, compassionate, acceptance, the place where we discover we are not alone, being different, individual, one of a kind, foreigners, other cultures, and people with a different ethnicity or background, tribal connections, suffering from rejection or banishment from the tribe. Right? Traveling to foreign lands, entering a new field, misfits, artists, stepchildren, children who are all also our friends. Right? Children who are also our friends. There's a mother and a daughter that are basically close-knit in this whole thing as well. Queen of Cups, Princess of Pentacles. My mom is a Scorpio and my sister is a Taurus. They are the best of friends. Now, there's also a thing going on between me and my mom, right? We don't really have the best relationship. So I'm basically kicked out of the house, essentially, right? And I'm still trying to find, like, really try to wrap my brain around, like, the logic behind it, other than, like, it's more so, like, not accepting the truth that I'm growing up, and that, you know, they've at some point told me, like, you know, you're gonna have to grow up because you're not going to have to depend on your mom and your dad for the rest of your life, right? Which I get, but and when that's a thing, right? You grow up, you know, not wanting to depend on your mom and dad. So you grow up you grow up differently. You're built different. So it's like I've never really had to depend on them too much. And if it was for something, it was just like, And even now, it's just like, it's crazy because, like, I really need them, and it's just like, they can't really help me. They're not in the position to help me. But then the one actually is in a position to help me, but she's refusing to help me because it's something about that house. Oh, wow. I opened up the book. I was trying to go through 52, but I stopped at the 4th house, which is roots. You know, it's something about that, and I've been trying to, like, dive deep into my background. You know, I think that's what's been missing. You know, behind all this, like the what was the second question? Wow. Maybe we can put a question, even though the cards are out still, we can still maybe have the question. The current surrounding influence, and this is pretty much how you can already see in what is obvious. In any event, this card sums up the energy of the present. All right. So it says, the moon is a friend for the lonesome to talk to. Oh shit, okay. All right, void of course moon, card in brief. Weather cancellations, frustrations, delays, vagueness, hollow feelings, a sense of everything being unreal, emptiness, making mistakes and other bad decisions, promises not met, unfulfilled plans, the sleeping mind, not paying attention, false starts, matters remaining unresolved. A time to wait a while and start over, a time to float or rest, serendipitous occurrences, a time to disconnect, things begun requiring adjustments later, inconclusive or wrong medical results, an unfavorable time to apply for a job, get married, or for non-routine medical procedures. Corresponding card is the 8 of Cups. That means usually walking away. Key ideas, silence, failed judgment, false readings, wasted effort, the wrong choice, missed opportunities, sleep, recovery. Right. So with that, we have the 3 of Swords, which is heartbreak, but it also could be third-party situation. Look at that, Queen of Cups, again, the Mother. We also have the Tarot Psychology book as well, which I wanted to actually read through to give you a more description, better to really describe the characters of these, of the Queen of Cups, because the Queen of Pentacles is here as well. Then the Princess of Cups is over there on the side. You have Princess of Swords is here, right? With the Friends, with your love life. Fool. Bringing the tea. I feel like but see, exactly. But see, and you like I said, you kind of already know this, right? You know that you're, the Queen of Cups is here, which is indicative of the mom. Actually, we can pull that out so we can show you, right? Just what kind of mother she is. Where's the cups? Queen of Cups is the emotional mother. And there's some heartbreak there behind that as well, you know? But I don't know if she also, again, the page, well, the Princess of Swords, I think comes after, right? So the princess would be, the princess is the page in this deck. She would be the student. And then the prince would be the knight. So she's definitely spying on some type of, she's spying, but she's also heartbroken at you taking the leap of faith. Right? But I think it's like, confronting that though, like letting them know like you're moving on. Again, there's some entrapment going on, so it's really trying to break free of the situation. And if you go into there's another reading that I did that said something about an entrapment, right? And the Black Widow was there with the Reaper. The Reaper didn't show up, but he's so way beyond that it's like the Reaper is here, but it's more so like they've extended from whatever that energy was, you know. They're extending again. There was something about the Sacred Fool, I believe, with that energy, because I pulled an Oracle card with that. But back to this Queen of Cups, right? This emotional mother. This is a highly emotional and sensitive woman, one who is affectionate but self-protective, a quality which makes her appear somewhat unapproachable. She does not easily let people into her world yet, although it is difficult for her to entirely trust others. She can be the most loyal of friends. She can also be a person who is great fun, intensely charming and entertaining, and who senses the right thing to say at the right time. The Queen of Cups has a strong moral character, a sense of right and wrong and of order, which tends to keep her emotional personality under control, and which helps her to compensate for a certain lack of self-confidence. She does not soon forgive those who break the rules and dislike behavior which she considers thoughtless and inappropriate. She is very domestic, loves home, and tends to be somewhat overprotective of her children. Outside of the home, her natural suspiciousness makes her a very shrewd businesswoman. Physical beauty, luxury, and material objects are important to her life, and she knows how to get them. At her worst, she may be brooding, suspicious, defensive, and very erratic in her behavior. So then, in the middle, right? In the middle of that was So this is the energy of what's going on. So some truths behind some heartbreaks that need to come out. And it's honestly taking a leap of faith on that and approaching them about it. And honestly, I think that's what it is. And somebody may have probably came back and spoken to the mom or the sister, right? About something, right? But they've lied. Something is missing now. Again, something is not being revealed to you. And it has something to do with your mom. Like the mom being a spy and ruining something. Or not even ruining something, but breaking your heart in a situation. And it had you missing out on a lot of things. So it's not even about a love situation. I mean, it could be. I mean, the heart is there. And then you see Twinflame is there. So it has something to do with that, right? If the colors connect. But this third position is what you are not able to see at the current time because you have blinders on, perhaps. What is being hidden, withheld, or just overlooked. This is the surprise part of the reading. So here, I end up pulling from my Books of the Bible by the Cardia. And it says, just as you received Jesus Christ as Lord, continue to live your lives in Him. And then on the back it says, Colossians, I'm bad at that, categorized as one of the prison epistles written by Paul, who writes the church at Colossae about who they are in Christ and how to walk in Christ. That's the New Testament. It's only 4 chapters and it was written by Paul. So that could be a significance, right? But, I mean, I don't really know too much about this story, but from what I'm getting from the quote, right, it's like, you know, whatever idea that you have of Jesus, continue to live in that idea, but expand upon it as well. You know, Jesus was always forgiven. He was always forgiving. Yeah, he was forgiven. He accepted everybody for who they were. And I think that was his mission. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So this also, and then here's the third eye. So the wow, you're right. Something is really about to be unlocked. And I did look at the cards, but I really didn't kind of take it all in. But yeah, third eye says visions, clairvoyancy, imagination, insight, awareness, seeing. I expand my view, right? Of course, we're doing a black moon spread because of the new moon. Also, we have the moonstone here with this orange calcite. I have a moonstone here, and then I've also had this moonstone for a while now. So this is my new one, this is my old one. Right, and I just bought me a bunch of these for like $6. It was like a 5-pack. So got some orange calcite coming in. Right. But yeah. So and then with this north node, right? That's all about really stepping into your life's purpose, what your mission is on this earth, what you're really supposed to be doing for real. You know, for the collective on your twin flame journey, or, you know, your spiritual, because it's not just a twin flame journey, but, you know, for same-sex, different bloodlines, and interracial relationships, you know, there's also something as well, you know. It's closely related to the twin flame journey, I will say that. Because I am dealing with two people, right, that I consider my soulmate. You know, one is a Leo and one is an Aquarius. However, with the Leo though, we're actually not in communication at all, and then I've walked away from the Aquarius recently, right? 8 of Swords, there's something missing probably about that, right? I'm too in my mind, but but something's been on the low about something. Yep. We're getting to the bottom of it, right? So again, we're this is the surprise, right? So we have North Node, life purpose. Actually, I'm gonna read into that. Even though I think I've kind of did that already in a reading already. I think that was the fire sign I did for the Venus. But oh, that's 41. Where are we at? 41. Okay, we're at 40 minutes. Golly. Oh, that's word element. 41. North Node, life purpose. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. Tenzin Gyatso, the 14th Dalai Lama of Tibet. I'm not going to go into the whole reading of that because, I want to get the rest of the reading. But for the North Node card in brief, it's life's purpose, the soul's enlargement, balance, karmic rewards and karmic bonds, memories of previous lives, reinforcements, support, movement forward, being right, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, my lucky charm, undiscovered talents, fulfillment, the things we can fall back on, being in the flow, trusting destiny, meaningful exchanges, inner balance, the foundation of the future, success, achievement, giving credit, considering the other side, working with others, emotional security, the path of least resistance, adaptability, inner strength, playing games, wisdom, trust, work, well with youth, understanding children, optimism, a stroke of good luck, generosity, charity, wealth, the color deep red. Oh, I do love that. That's like a maroon too. Y'all should get that. Kind authority, the exploration of ideas, expansion and growth. Corresponding tarot card is Ten of Cups. Key ideas, positive karma, rewards, the soul's enlargement, being in the right place at the right time. Doesn't that sound like divine timing, right? So, we have the world here. So that's really about like co-creating with the universe, right? That's also confirmation that it's time, right? We also, it's not up here, but air element is right next to it. We also are in the age of Aquarius, which is very important. I feel like, because we are in this age, that stepping into your North Node it's highly imperative because of just what we've kind of been let's see, it's like we've been held back, we've been brainwashed. It's just been like a lot of time has been distracting us. Even with this pandemic, it's kind of tried to slow us down in some way, shape, or form from everybody kind of getting and stepping into their life's purpose, stepping out into the world of who they truly are supposed to be. That's crazy. And then you have literally, I want to say that's, Usagi, right? But that's like her and her her fullest form, right? Stepping out into the world and her true power and her North Node, fighting evils, right? Righting wrongs. We also have, because I end up pulling Lenormand decks. I end up pulling from the Lenormand, that's why it's here over there with the 10, it's a Sith. But we also have the King of Wands, right? So I found out I have a North Node in Sagittarius. Okay, what is this? Cannot activate your cellular device. Okay. Alright, so we have a North Node. My North Node is in Sagittarius. So, in some way, shape, or form, right? I can kind of read up for some of you. I mean, you luckies. I get to read up on that for y'all. At least with the Sagittarius. It's, where is the Virgo Sagittarius is I see. Luck is not chance, it's toil. Fortune's expensive smile is earned. Emily Dickinson, who is a Sagittarius. Card in brief. I thought that, I don't know why, but the corresponding tarot card for Sagittarius is Six of Wands. Key ideas is freedom, exploration, lucky breaks, religion, travel, philosophy, honesty. So, I mean, it's not here, but psychology, well, the mind is here. So psychology is something that I've always wanted to do growing up. It's other than being a gamer. It's just why I'm just live streaming on Twitch now, but I also have my Xbox. It's just the transitioning that I'm going through. It's like, again, I still have to step into my life's purpose first before I can go back into the whole gaming thing. But it does go hand in hand, which is why I'm live streaming on Twitch and uploading on YouTube now, But you see I got, you can't really see them, but you see Shulk is like over here in the corner. I got my Mega Man, and then the fallen angel, right? Dark Pit. But and then Mewtwo is over here too. You want clones and stuff, but Sagittarius. But I think that's also why I end up pulling out the card, the books of the Bible card, and of course it has everything to do with Jesus. I still think that, no, it's not that I still think that, I know that there's mission work that needs to be done around the world, to still spread the gospel of who God is, It's still preaching the religion, preaching the scriptures, still letting them know that Jesus is still existing. Jesus is still coming. Don't forget, y'all. There is a second coming now. Just want to make sure. Just want y'all to let y'all know that, right? He's still coming back. But the funny thing about it is, I still feel like maybe I'm supposed to be conjuring up some disciples, or I know there's a brotherhood that I need to come together with, but it has everything to do with this, right? This union, this divine partner union, and this twin flame. It has everything to do with that but also, right? Stepping into their power, stepping to your North Node, will kind of have some type of reconciliation of the past, right? Maybe with a person, maybe with an old idea from your childhood. It may be something that you always wanted to do from when you were a child, as well. And like I've said before, right? Well, I've just told you how video games is something that I really want to get into, along with my psychology, and now along with this tarot. But again, now I'm learning with tarot that it's psychology involved with that as well, that I also can still use to relate in pop culture, which is video games, music, movies. It's it all fucking connects with the world, right? And I feel like it's in still some way, in shape or form, right? What you do is going to impact the world. I mean, that's why you step into your North Node anyway, because it's supposed to make an impact on the world. So you fire signs and North Nodes. It's time to step into it's time to step into the power, but also tap into that childlike energy though. This is the Six of Cups. So it's tapping into that childlike energy. And that's what's going to help you get unstuck in this entrapment. We come together for a purpose. You recognize me. So it's somebody that you recognize. So it's somebody that you recognize. And again, you may have two connections. You may be on a divine partner union and a twin flame union. It's possible. Anything is possible. I know for, well, I can't say I know for a fact, but I know that at least with my situation, that the masculine who I'm going to connect with, who I'm going to go into union with, is going to be more fluid with their sexuality. They're going to be more bisexual than I am. I'm a little bi-curious, I don't really swing with women, but if I'm with a masculine, who's very open and comfortable with himself, then most likely I could see myself, maybe dabbling with women. But, not really, for real. However, right, we have the third eye chakra, though. It's that vision, clairvoyancy, imagination, insight, awareness, seeing. I expand my view. Also, meditate on that third eye. Tap into that third eye. I think that's what needs to be healed. Well, the crystals out here is the moonstone and the orange calcite, which the moon stone is all about the solar plex. And then the orange calcite, I think that's for the sacral, right? One is for the solar plex and one is for the sacral. But they both are close to each other anyway. But then you also need to open your third eye, Chris Brown style. Get creative, right? What is his sign? No, I think he's a Capricorn. Why do I feel like he's a Capricorn? Is he a Capricorn? He's not no fire sign. Oh, wait. Google. It's crazy about how I mentioned Chris Brown, right? And I was on Twitter and somebody mentioned how they surprised or shocked how Chris Brown is like, this good on this Kanye track that they listening to. And I'm like, Chris been always good. Y'all just want to keep him down because of that one moment where he defended himself. So everybody in my comments, of course, is bringing up the whole, oh, well, when he this, that, and the third with this, that, and the third, and then he had these charges with this person and that person, and remember the time he was at the parking lot with that person? I'm just like, but do y'all do realize, right, that all took place after the moment, right? He defended himself, and then y'all gave him shit for defending himself. Maybe how he defended himself was a little bit outrageous, but nonetheless, he did what he thought he had to do to protect himself. I'm not mad at him. But the motherfucker is a May baby. May, June. Shit. I'm bad at, isn't his one of his albums? January, February, March, April, May. Taurus? He's a Taurus or a Gemini. Oh yeah. Ooh. He might be a Gemini. It don't matter. But yeah, that's funny because the air sign is over there anyway. So communication is key. And also reason why that I mentioned that because I also felt like that was a setup for them not to be together. And entrapment, right? Somebody tried to set them up so they couldn't be together. Because maybe somebody else had their eye on Rihanna instead. And it was just like, nope, can't have that. Just saying. But we have the 9 here, and we have the 30 here, which is the flower and the tulips or something like that. But right here you see the king. There's the queen, the king of wands, and the queen of wands. Right? I believe so. Cause I just found out. Oh, that's swords. Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, it's King of Swords, King and Queen of Swords. But so the 9 is, let's see. Yeah, 9 is the flowers. So then 30 is lilies. Okay. So the flowers, beauty and happiness, face is what I bring. I am the gift that warms your heart. I am your recovery and your well being. No matter what card is before me, I will always change it positively. What it is like when someone gives you a gift. This card is the fragrant smell of joy and happiness, a show of appreciation that could be on its way. The image here of a bouquet of pink tulips speaks the language of flowers. In the Victorian era, flowers were used as a medium of communication. It's funny how, right? A gift would probably okay, all right. So that's probably going what is about to happen. So whoever's about to give you a gift, that's also connecting with you. And the reason why I say that, I have a gift in this drawer, right? It has everything to do with what I do. So they're connecting with you on that type of level as well. Whoever this person is, because you are stepping into your North Node, they're going to be stepping into their North Node as well. But again, I don't know if y'all, the King and Queen of Swords is here, so y'all might actually really be doing the same thing. And that's crazy because I've mentioned in a video, because the Justice card popped out, and their back was turned because it was just like the vice versa deck. And I was explaining, like, we could be justice together, this all could be in relation to that, But again, it has to, right? Because again, with the person who I thought is my twin flame, right? Because I'm in a divine union, right? But the person who I thought is my twin flame, right? He's the air sign, right? So I'm going by like literal, like the sun sign. So if he's air, right, and I'm earth, would y'all think that sounds like, heaven and earth, right? Underneath this is 4 of Wands and the 2 of Pentacles, juggling between a union, right? Also, I've always stated before, I look at Pentacles as people as well, physical, like it's tangible things, you can touch it, you can touch yourself in that way, but not in that way. But yeah, it's it's the juggling between the two. So somebody may be on the fence of a divine union, divine partner union, and a twin flame union. But it's all about communicating clearly to the people. It's communicating clearly to the 2 people that you're juggling with. Because you probably are dealing with, you're in a divine soulmate union. That's what this is. So yeah, somebody does have insane chemistry. They have your soul, but it's not the traditional twin flame. Put it like that. It's a divine partner union. Just to keep that in mind. So with the flowers here, is somebody's giving it. Y'all both giving each other a gift. But the flowers is a little bit extra though, right? They become the code of lovers, a perfect way to covertly express love, passion, and appreciation. Long before the Victorian period, the highly valued tulip was considered so desirable, it induced a phenomenon known as tulip mania. Thus, the presence of this card signifies a valuable gift that is to be given or received. That the label here contains the name of the deck is a nod to earlier decks that often had the publisher stamp embossed on one of the cards. Several early Lenormand decks contained the city flag of the publisher on the ship 3 card, for example. When combined with a card such as the Rider 1 or the letter 27, we got 30. If the flowers card may serve as a beautiful invitation. If also combined with the park 20, it would be an invitation to a party. If it were the Tower 19, it might mean a more unwelcome invitation to a hospital appointment. At least you will get flowers in your room. Ciao. Oh, and the Sith is at the bottom, is at the bottom of that, the Lenormand deck. But it says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the sun. Be careful, I am swift and sharp. I cut through with precision, with a sharp and clear vision. I am an accident, a deep cut, a break, or sometimes a difficult decision that needs to be made. I can bring good harvest or danger. Look at what I am currently nearby. It just might be your wage. The item is simple architectural tool used to clear away grass and gather the wheat at harvest time. In the world of the Lenormand, it symbolizes a sudden trauma or shock that will take you by surprise. A swift, clear cut will be made. It is dangerous too, as is sharp. We must be careful where this card points, particularly in a grand tableau. I guess that's when it spreads. The card next to the blade tip moderates its influence, making it more or less extreme in its impact. For example, the Sith next to the clover would make the shock less severe. It is almost as if cutting through clover blunts the blade. The symbol can represent a call to action, particularly when combined with cards such as the Rider. Underneath that was the mask, so it didn't matter. And then 30, it's a lot of reading, I know. My videos are long, so I really, these are like podcast forms, so something I can listen to. Hope you enjoy my voice at the very least. Lilies, right? Calm, peace, and serenity is what I preach. Your parents and elders show up under my symbol. I bring wisdom and experience. Oh shit. I signify a long-term relationship or ancestry. Contentment and satisfaction is my angle. The lily from a pagan view is symbolic of sexuality and passion, but also of purity. It can also symbolize motherhood. As a result, these calm-looking flowers with their glass engraved background reflect a range of interpretations. That they are both growing and yet internally captured in smooth glass without any of their essence shows the two sides of the card. We might suggest that there are a range of excitement, sexual nurturing, or the absence of that excitement and chastity. As a card, these lilies make the cards about them pure, simple, or excite their nature. A combination such as lilies plus bear might certainly indicate a power of a mother or a maternal figure in a situation, depending on the question. Well, there's a Sagittarius or a Leo or Aries with the King of Wands in the world. So, but the King, right? King of Wands, King of Swords, and Queen of Swords is here. So again, that's still y'all stepping into the truth of who that's recognizing each other. Honestly, King and Queen of Swords, it's that clarity, it's the communication. They are the King and Queen of Swords, right? So if you can communicate clearly about, recognizing the connection, and that's also too, that's another thing too. Like once y'all recognize who y'all are, that's when the DNA activations is gonna kick in. Shit is gonna get wild, but things need to be set free. Like y'all, this is not even an entanglement. This is an entrapment. This shit is not even cute at all whatsoever. And something needs to get cut. That's why that Sith is there to begin with, or is at the bottom of the deck of the Lenormand. But in order for you to move forward, you gotta cut something out. But again, air sign communication, or air element communicating about 4 wands. You see how there's 2 people there, right? A mom and a dad. Now, mind you, too, I'm using the Sailor Moon deck, so the Sailor Moon deck, the Moon Crystal Tarot. So you know that this right here, this wasn't really Usagi's real biological parents. These were just her. These were just her foster parents in a sense. They were her guardians. Right? Because there was something bigger going on with Usagi and Mamoru, right? Or Darien. I gotta go by their real names. Serena and Darien. Their real names, their English dubs. But Two of Pentacles. They're juggling. They struggle. See that? That's that fire that needs to be expressed. Right, all that fire is right there. It's in the North Node. That's where all y'all fire is at. See, and I didn't even look into the other, my soulmates, their North Nodes. Maybe that's another thing too, but I don't have the time that they were born. So then I don't really want to be into their birth chart anyway, because I don't want to be like trying to manipulate. Well, I can't manipulate anything. I don't want to misinterpret something. There we go. I can't manipulate anything, but I don't want to misinterpret something to then end up manipulating something because I've misinterpreted it, right? Communication. Mind, here we go, right? Mercury, there's a lot of cards over here. Mind, Mercury, that rules communication. Also, that could be, the Mercury retrograde card is in there, but when you have communicating here and the mind, Mercury, I still feel like that has some type of effect, some type of connection to it. Mercury retrograding. It still is that energy that I'm talking about. Ace of Cups. It's if Mercury rules the mind, or Virgo as well. Shit, because I do have Virgo on my Mercury. King of Cups. Oh wow, there's 3 cards over here. Okay. Oh wait, because I don't know if I showed y'all. Ace of Cups. There's a dove about to take a dive into you can't say that it's on fire, but the cup is lit up though. I will say that. It's taking a dive, honestly, but I think it's getting out of your mind and diving and taking a dive into your emotions, especially King of Cups. Somebody's too in their mind, and they're not really acting out in their emotions. The King of Cups is a person who's in control of their emotions, who can hold back their emotions. But they also probably drink as well, which is why that cup is there. So they could be drowning in their emotions. Ten of Pentacles. It's the family. It's the firm foundation, right? Hangman, though. Are you really happy? I don't know. I can't trust nobody. You can't trust nobody. But clearly there's a baby mom, baby father, right? For some of you, baby fathers is in the way. Oh, shit. Let me find out, right? You got the baby mom right, who could be jealous, but then she also is with somebody who could be into you as well, right? That could be a thing. Keep it on the low. That keep it on the low, right? That could be him not trying to say anything about what's going on in his family situation, about how he don't trust nobody either, or how, you know, how they don't trust nobody either, because again, they could relate to anybody, right? They don't trust nobody either. They got issues with their baby mama, baby father, right? But the King of Cups is there with that Ace of Cups. They got a cup. They got two cups, really. So they got love, but then they also are holding back. Just keep it on the low. It's just like I'd rather just drink my feelings away than actually to face whatever it is that is being, that it needs to be said. What was that last part? And then we can also read up on that King of Cups. And we can also read up on the King of Wands. And we can also read up on the Queen of Pentacles. Stuff like those are important. Important key features, but key components. Oh, I'm supposed to be looking at the spread for the question, or for the fifth position. The likely outcome based upon current circumstances. It is important to keep this in mind so it is possible to change it should this not be the outcome you want. All right. So this is a potential outcome. That somebody is keeping something on the low about a baby mom, snakes around them, being caught up in a family situation because they drink and hide the emotions and they're all in their mind about it. So that's a possibility. But, right, this one, it was what to do now, how to address this issue, how to manifest or overcome it, where are your strengths, where your strengths are, this card shall tell you. Communicating, so working in the air element. So if they're telling you to get into your solar plexus and your solar plexus and your sacral, there we go. If you get into your solar plexus and your sacral, I know the solar plexus, one is definitely about free will, and one of them is about sexuality. Wow. All right, hold on. Sacral chakra, yeah, relationships, intimacy, control, pleasure, desires. I express my sexuality. So this would be for the healing card. Actually, that's orange, so that would be the moonstone. So you would do the moonstone for your solar plexus or your sacral chakra. And then for your solar plexus, it says ambition, free will. Actually, there you go. Ambition, free will, personal power, courage. I am able to say yes or no. And I think I find it convenient that I actually have two moonstones, because I'm wearing a black tourmaline, right? And I end up gifting that to a King of Swords. That's funny. I gifted a black tourmaline to a King of Swords, because I thought that maybe that would be the conversation starter to, like, you know, what I get into. But that wasn't the case, and honestly, I don't even think he wears it. But I did, right? The last time I went to go see him was the last time I walked away from the situation, right? And I was trying to have a conversation with him about religion and stuff like that, just to try to see if that would trigger him at all. But then again, I don't know. Once I walked away, who knows what had happened by the next time I'm coming back around. But, so, if you know that you are divinely guided to be with somebody, right? This message is for you. There has some unfinished business that you have with your friends, but it has something to do with a black widow, right? It's the karmic person from the past that is hidden by the veil, family and karmic soulmates, blood contracts, hard to break cords. My hard to break cord, honestly, is with my mom. As much as, like, you know, we are supposed to honor thy mother and thy father, but it's just like the way the relationship is, it's just like, how can you really honor somebody who doesn't respect you, honor you, treat you in any way, shape, or form as if you really are a man? For real, for real. Like, she's only gonna look at you as a child, basically. And that's why you gotta break free from that. Because also what this setup is, it's just like, oh, you can't be here, so you gotta be out in these streets. So I end up putting myself through the system, and now they got me into this transitional thing. But even in this transitional thing, I still feel like this is a setup. I'm supposed to be out either, what's today? The 26th? Either today or tomorrow, I'm supposed to be out by 5 o'clock. And it's just like, I thought you guys were here to help me. If nobody's really going to sit there and listen to me about what it is that I need help with, then something has to give. Because y'all not about to sit here and either kick me out or escort me with the police. Like, that doesn't make no fucking sense. Like, are y'all here to help me, or are y'all just trying to run a scam on motherfuckers who really are mentally disabled? Because another thing that's going on around here is, she was just like, since I've been here, it seems like almost every week or every other week, that ambulance is coming by. I get it that it's hot. I get it that people got problems, right? But there needs to be an investigation probably ran around here, because it doesn't make no sense for people just to be dropping like this. It don't make no sense at all. And if anybody was doing their jobs, there shouldn't be a reason for people overdosing in their rooms. Just saying. You know, people wanna interfere with what God has planned for people, but it's just like, y'all don't really know what y'all about to get yourselves exposed or put yourselves into, because y'all want to interfere with things that have nothing to do with you, or that has nothing that has nothing to do with you, but you want to get yourselves involved into this situation because y'all think y'all are supposed to be a part of something and y'all not. And again, I'm over here still trying to figure it out. I don't know a damn thing. I'm just slowly divinely guided, and you know, I'm slowly stepping into my power. But I'm not over here like, again, as you've seen in my videos before, I've made sure that I've used the words lightly of one soulmate. I'm not trying to call nobody my masculine, my divineness. Like, these are just soulmates. But I am on a soul mission though, to find out what the fuck is going on, you know? Because just how things just abruptly end with people who I've really had connections with, that still, it don't make no sense. And again, right? Queen of Cups, right? Page of Swords. There's a spy here, but there's an emotional woman, right? You got Cup here, Queen of Cups here, Queen of Cups here. Where's she at again? Because she up here like 3 times. Oh, yeah. That was her. There she go. Queen of Cups here, Queen of Cups here, King of Cups here, right? Oh, King of Cups is over here, but there's emotional motherfuckers. Emotional motherfuckers. That's all I gotta say. And they just can't seem to let go. That entrapment, sell out. They'll sell out before they let you go. Be careful too, because somebody may come back and be like, you can have whatever you like, but they really just trying to sell you out just to keep you trapped. Recognize who you are. Start getting into your DNA. Start really get wild. You better start tapping into where your DNA lies at. It's the only way you really gonna cut the snakes out the grass, right? The snakes in the grass. You gotta tap into who you are. Step into the North Node, whoever you are. I don't know. Whatever it is, the thing about Jesus, right? It's not a what would Jesus do? Because let me tell you something. Jesus flipped tables in the church, and people don't think that like that was. It wasn't that he had an issue about what they were doing inside that church. It was more so that, like, again, Jesus' purpose was to spread the gospel that he was the Son of God. And if anybody didn't believe him, they really had no audacity to call themselves any type of preacher, priest, prophet, of any of the sorts, right? And that's funny how I mentioned that, because I'm pretty sure maybe my dad is watching as well. But just as you received Jesus Christ as Lord, continue to live your lives in him. Let me tell you something. As I got older, I've never stepped away from God. I've maybe stepped away from Jesus. I will say that. Because, you know, the way religion has been taught to me has always gotten me fucked up. Not physically, but it's just like, I've questioned a lot of things. So it's just like, well, we hear about God, so now you're telling me that Jesus is God? So what happened to the other God then? But then now you're telling me that Jesus is God and God is Jesus? But is Jesus another person, or is this God? And that would always like really fuck me up. And then just recently, you know, it's just like, it makes sense. Like, Jesus is God, but it's at the age that I was in of being explained to that, it was making me seem like Jesus was a man, right? And not like an actual, like, from the bloodline aspect of Jesus. You know, we didn't get into that on why he was stepping into his North Node, right? Understanding the bloodline on where he came from. It's for him to be like, oh yeah, I am the Son of God. That's why he was able to do X, Y, and Z with these miracles, and that's how he was able to have disciples, and that's why he was able to have a following that he had. Jesus was a celebrity back then. Literally the first superstar. The rising star, right? The real miracle worker, right? So it's just like, that's what it is. That's what was. Oh wow. That's another thing as well. Jesus understood the assignment. It was it was stepping into his purpose. That's what he was showing us. Like, from this point on, right, when you come into this earth, this is how you're going to live your life. Maybe not exactly like Jesus, but if you've accepted him in your life, then in some way, shape, or form, it's going to reflect. In some way, shape, or form. Look at that. But at the bottom of these decks, I was supposed to read on about the kings, and I really don't have the energy for it. But at the bottom of the Black Moon deck, we have Part of Fortune, which is increase. I will read that because I don't even know what that is, and I can be like, oh well, yeah, part of your fortune is to increase. Oh well, yeah, that could be it. Part of your fortune is to increase, which is why you're entrapped. If you feel stuck, right, and you can't move, it's because you are not where you're supposed to be, right? So if you take the Sith, cut the snakes is in the grass, whatever you keep it on the low, cut it out, cut the shit, cut the baby mom, cut the snakes, cut it all out, stop the drinking, whatever it is, whatever you need to do, stop it, and just go and research. You have to heal first too. You just can't go into these people and be like, oh yeah, like, well, I mean, you could, and then, I mean, everybody's situation is different. I know with the feminines, as much as we would like to be in union, there's still work that needs to be had with the masculines, and that they need to work on that. Don't have them in, and then it's still gonna fuck up what you've already done established. Because you're bringing in somebody who's not already together, because they're just now waking up. I mean, you can bring them in, you can let them spend the night, but you gotta have them definitely gotta send them on your way, and it's out of love, right? I love you. You have to do this out of love. You gotta cut them out. And it's not like it's like a fuck you. We're not saying fuck you. It's not even saying like, you deserve this, whatever. But you need to heal, and you need to start your process into ascension, for real. Stepping into the North Node, right? I still feel like for some, right, because they may be watching you. Y'all are a reflection. If this is a twin flame, right? Some of them may be a little bit more advanced. So some may be watching. So watching you. As you step into your North Node, that's when they're stepping into their North Node. But again, with this entrapment, there's a Black Widow there that's like working behind the scenes, so you stay stuck. And also too, there may be a lot going on that you may not be seeing as well. Because in that book, right, it's over there. But 34 was the entrapment, and it says, you are letting too many things in your environment control your life, right? So that is crucial to people who are in the divine soulmate unions. So again, this all has everything to do with this. We come together for a purpose. You recognize me. There's too many things in your environment that's distracting you, and essentially that's why something needs to get cut out. I'm already in the process of cutting people out in my life. That Queen of Pentacles is there. I mean, that could be Virgo, or Capricorn as well. But the Queen of Pentacles usually is of a grandma, right? But I also could just be in my old soul energy right now, as far as how I'm trying to cut people off. Because again, with the I love you there, underneath that is karmic lover, and then I'm a whole vibe, and they're all pink cards, right? And then underneath that is the self-doubt. So somebody is dealing with a karmic lover. It has something to do with somebody's mom, just saying, or somebody's baby mom, right? But it also could reflect, right? My parents' situation. They both were Scorpios. They didn't have the best relationship, and I honestly felt like she tried to not entrap him. I don't think it was my dad she was trying to entrap, but it was just like, oh yeah, because they got married, and then they had me, but then once I came, that was it. She cut it out, like, deuces, like, divorce, apparently child support and all that, but I'm pretty sure that's what the masculines are dealing with as well. Bitter baby moms, right? And I know the Aquarius, right? He has a son that his baby mom seems like, she'll keep him away from him in some way, shape, or form. But from the last time I talked to him, she got a dude or whatever. So I don't know if that's a thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know if they're even co-parenting. I honestly believe that he's not really the father. Like, not even, like, actually taking care of it at all. Like, there's no connection to that child whatsoever. And he's just out in the cold from them. I believe that. But discovering your life's purpose. You see how there's a feminine there just sitting here and watching a man at work, or making music or something, doing something, right? But there's a feminine just sitting there watching. That's what I'm saying. There's a Black Widow. She's watch. Somebody's just sitting there watching you work. Oh wow. So right, as you can see, like there's somebody, there's like a something like over him. I don't know if that's a spirit, his spirit guide. I don't know if that's him making music to sending messages to his feminine, right? I don't know if music may be a thing connecting as well. At the bottom of this deck is the Princess of Cups. So you have the Princess of Cups. Princess of Cups with the Queen of Pentacles. Also keep in mind how, if you notice, everybody besides the King of Wands, so you notice how the queens have a knight, or have a the Queen of Pentacles is with the Princess of Cups. Then you have this Queen of Cups with the Princess of Swords and the Three of Swords. Oh, right. And the Fool and bringing the tea. Yeah, so somebody's got to stand up to their mom about being a spy. I know you're a spy, mom. And it has something to do with money, right? Princess of Pentacles, like somebody's like, yeah, somebody paid somebody. Possibly. I mean, yeah, that may be like the person that's working with her, that's the friend, right? Oh, wow. Now, that's another thing too. There's a friend that I know that also shares a sign with my sister. That's funny. And I'm like, I've just I didn't cut her off. I'm just like, I'm not communicating with her right now, only because like I'm just trying to really align myself. And like she's like, she's not really woke. Like, she encouraged me to do these readings, but the last reading I did for her, it didn't expose something that I don't even think that she wants to even believe. And again, I wasn't like making it up. I was just going by what the cards were saying. She could take it with a grain of salt. But the one thing I have an issue with is like, don't get me to read your cards, and then if it comes out to be something that you don't like, you try to deny it. And be like, this is not that person, la da 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 da. Like, I get what they're showing you in the 3D, but when these cards show up on something else, this is either could be what is going on behind the scenes, something that they're not telling you because of what this whole facade that they're showing you is, or this could be something that may have happened in the past or could potentially happen in the future. You know? I just always say keep things, take it with a grain of salt. Don't ever just deny what somebody is telling you. That's funny because like I say, oh wow, because I end up trying to pick up these cards to show off the self-doubt, right? But as I picked up the self-doubt, the ancestors is right there. You know, so it's just like, when I get these messages, don't doubt them, because they're coming from it. They're coming from, from ancestors, the dead, spiritual guides, angels, universal protection, Because at the end of the day, I'm a whole vibe and a karmic lover is there, but I don't know, somebody seems like they're torn between the two. I'm about to say, how can you be torn between a karmic lover and the whole vibe? But, men have their own logic, and it only makes sense to that specific man. Just say that. I will say that. It's only going to make sense to that specific man in the current situation of them doing that. But because I am in a man's body, right? And no, I don't think that I'm a woman trapped in a man's body, but I know that I work in my feminine energy, so I still am like, I know that I'm a man. I like to be called a man, but I don't really care when like people be like, girl, this, that, and the third. Like, those are just pronouns to me. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I really would be preferred to be called they, you know, just to be ambiguous. So, but, where was I going with that? Shit. Oh, men and their logic, right? King of Swords. King and Queen of Swords is here. So, it's just like, whatever this is to, you'd have to understand them in some way, shape, or form. But the Queen of Swords there, right? That's somebody who's quick to cut shit in a heartbeat. I'm not trying to hear it. I don't give a fuck what you gotta say, because it's gonna sound fucking stupid to begin with. So save your breath from saying it. However, there's a King of Swords here. So whoever this person is that's got a gift for you, who's coming in with flowers. They're coming in with flowers, but you got well, so yeah, somebody's coming with flowers and somebody's coming with lilies. But there's still a gift, I say. I told you I already got a gift down there for somebody specifically. Whoever presents themselves. But again, I will say this gift that I got is supposed to be for my divine partner. It's specifically for my masculine. So if anybody that's going to be sitting here pretending like they're going to be my masculine just to try to sabotage and keep me stuck again, I promise you that gift that's going to be given to them will fuck them up drastically. Just saying. Just saying. And it's not the intentions either. That's not what they're supposed to be doing. But because this gift is to my masculine, who's dealing with some serious shit, that this gift will help him with that, because he understands some shit. Just put it like that. So you can kind of play. You can play all you want to, and you can be a spy all you want to. But I'm telling you, this life purpose shit and God is real. You can interfere all you want to. This Sith is out here for a reason, along with this mask and the dog. And I think that's the part, but we're not gonna pull no more. It's always the 3 cards that I only need to pull, right? I love you with the Sith. Karmic lover with the mask. I'm a whole vibe. With the dog. It's loyalty. You better go with that fucking dog. You better go with that vibe. I'm just saying. It's a whole vibe. I understand you may have kids with this person. I understand that, but if let me tell you something. If that was the case, then why are you miserable? Why are you drinking? Why do you have to keep shit on the low? That's what I'm trying. What did I say about the man logic? It only makes sense to them. You do shit that makes sense to you. You don't really think about everybody else that you claim that you claim you love. But you want to sit here, you want to love this bitch. Sorry, excuse my language. But, you know, they all have a purpose as well. They have a purpose. They have a life purpose as well. They're just not karmics. They have their reasons. And honestly, I'd rather you go ahead and be with her. You learn your lessons from that. And I'm going to be over here living my best life with or without whoever wants to keep shit on the low. I do have somebody who wants to come out, but I feel like he's also trapped too, because he don't want to keep his dick in his pants. Because he doesn't want to be out on his own to do shadow work, which is probably why the moonstone is there as well. You know, he'd rather force himself into relationships. So it's just like, y'all keep it up. Y'all gonna end up in far worse situations than what y'all already are in. Like, and I think that I know that maybe it's just time for a whole new union altogether. Right? Like, who wants to be caught up with just like people who don't want to see you succeed. I mean, shit. At least with the if you're gonna be a karmic, right? Have some type of talent. Don't just sit there and watch the masculine. Like, that's what I'm saying. Discover your life's purpose. Don't just sit there and watch them do it. You got to do it yourself as well. We all got a life purpose. And some of y'all don't even think about y'all ancestors at all. That's the sad part about it is, y'all just be so focused on this whole convoluted ass twin flame journey that y'all really missing out on what y'all ancestors have fought for. This looks like the wings of Isis. Oh, the key of life. Look at that. Oh wow, look at that. Past life, present power. But this is the Isis oracle. It says key of life. The Ankh portends new life being born through you now. The new life being born in whatever form will enrich your life, bringing you more into wholeness and fulfillment. Do not give up your creative destiny. Stay with it. You are flowing in the right direction. You are having you have spiritual support from the unseen worlds. Let it happen. Key of life. That's confirmation with the world there. Life's purpose. Sagittarius, that's my North Node. So if you are a fire sign with a North Node, this could really be significant for you. But if not, also just, again, this life purpose is here with this world. That's confirmation. It don't matter if this is a Sagittarius or not. That's also standing in your power regardless. The King of Wands, they say that he can be a manipulator, right? But we can also think about manipulation as also manifestations. The King of Wands is a magician. He's just not the magician, but he's still a magician nonetheless. He can still create. He can still conquer. He still has power. And the more again, just step into it. You got the keys. And I'm not going to read that one. I'm going to just let y'all have that one for the past life, present power. But, I feel like that's it. I guess I'm going to try to pull one more card from the oracle, from the deck, just to be. Root chakra. I am grounded and stable. That could be significance. Your roots. I know one of my readings, I think I posted it. It was something about the family tree. Something about your family tree. Look into that DNA activation. So yeah. Also, this whole selling out, entrapment, and wild thing is on a far grander scale than just what I'm talking about some twin flame, right? Because remember how I was telling you how, like, we've been set back, right? And we've been brainwashed and stuff like that, daylight savings, like, that's all been a reason to keep us trapped and stuck. Because once we tap into this, shit is going to break loose. Once we start to really find out who we truly are, things are going to go crazy. And it's not like this, it's not because of, like, the intentions of, like, world war or, like, destruction, but it's more so, well, it's going to be destruction, and it's more so probably at the government because of the whole entrapment. You've kept us trapped, and you've hid us from our truths for so long. Motherfuckers is going to snap once they find out who they really are and what you've been keeping hidden from us, Because again, it's funny. It's funny how people really are selling out to the government to keep other people stuck. I'm telling you, when you play games like that, there's some deeper roots that's gonna get cut. And oh well, the root chakra is here. Oh, I was supposed to be pulling, right? So yeah. So like I said, King and Queen of Pentacles, let me be your provider. This also, like I said, this could have been a business that you've tried to work with. This could be your job as well that no longer served you in the way that it was supposed to. And they kind of, like I said, they sold you, not really, they didn't, sell you out. They've sold out, meaning that they've kind of, but yeah, they used you. They used you to get ahead in life. So they've sold out. When you were in a time of need, right? You were in a time of need and you went to this company because they were supposed to be, for entrepreneurs. You were there for your abundance, right? Sudden wealth, unexpected income, gratitude. I accept all positive incomes. But, things didn't work out, and, it is what it is. I just feel like it was business, nothing personal. That's why, I've never, at least not publicly, said anything out of pocket. You have your feelings when you work with people and it don't go the way they work. They don't go well. So you may have some choice words to say in that moment of the time that happens, but as time goes by, you get over it. And then once you really start to see things for what they were, when you really step back and look at the overall picture of it all, it's just like, okay, I get it. They were there for business. You were there for business as well, but your idea of business didn't seem like it was tangible because of your approach on how you were doing things, the people that you chose to work with at that given time as well, So that's another reason why it kept you stuck, because you were also working with familiar spirits as well. So, and for me, I had to learn a very valuable lesson about that, at least about familiar spirits. Because when I'm telling you, a familiar spirit is only going to come around because you still haven't resolved issues with a soulmate. And it's most likely because it's somebody like your twin flame or your divine partner. So it's like they come in this familiar energy because it's to get you to recognize that, one, you're still not over them, and two, there's unresolved issues that need to be resolved. Now, whether that means to get married or just to speak some truth, right? Just to communicate clearly what it is for y'all to get married, or just to, move forward in life. But again, that air sign, that air element communicating in the mind and Mercury is very, very, very significant. And I know, right, because I'm not going to put no sign out there. I'm just going to have this as a literal full moon. Not a full moon, but a black moon reading. Black moon spread. I can't get this out to any of my soulmates, so it's just more so if they're actually spying, if they actually give a shit, right? Get your sage at the bottom of the deck, karmic family and friends. What's underneath that? Ancestors. Come on now. So yeah, it's time to start cutting out some grass. And also, with that Queen of Pentacles and that Princess of Cups, that's also trying to telling a specific feminine that we should do this cutting is to not be so in her head, because Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, she's definitely in her head. She's a mother, grandmother, she's a nurturer, but it's more so really about getting into your emotions about this cut. It's really sitting with it and taking a deep dive before you make this cut. You know? Creation of life. Oh, excuse me. Jesus. Oh, wow. So at the bottom of my Bible cards was the creation of light, which, in the beginning, God created light and then separated the darkness of the light and all that and created the earth to, but then underneath that is Jesus Christ comes into flesh. So you have the birth of the world and then you have the birth of Jesus. So here we are with the birth of you, individual, collective. I will say the people that eventually will get to this video, y'all will have some, that's the significance as far as like at least bloodlines. Just think about the creation and the creation of Christ, right? So think about this in your family dynamic as well. The story of how your parents' relationship may reflect the Bible in some way, shape, or form. Like who in your family, right? Or who your parents' story connects with for you to kind of understand where you're headed at, right? Because it's crazy how I get the story about how Lilith and Lucifer and how he was warned not to, have a child. Lucifer was warned not to have a child with Lilith, for him to do that anyway, because she was going to betray him, right? So why do I feel like that story is relevant to my parents, It's like my dad comes from a very religious background, but he kind of broke away from that to move up to the north. He finds himself a nice little city girl. Some city girls, they ain't nothing but trouble. He got himself a city girl, and boy, did she got over on him. So it's it's that situation. Like I said before, they got married, they had a baby, and then once the baby came, they divorced. Mind you, she already had a child before me. It's my sister, she's 4 years older than me, but that's from a different scenario, right? So, and also, that was another thing. Another thing too. It was something about that. I feel like it was you were warned not to. It was about the betrayal too that was had, but Lucy also forgot that Lilith was originally supposed to be for Adam. So, and because that didn't work out, she went to go do her own thing. She was kind of labeled as an adulterer, essentially. So that's why she's cursed, and then that's why she still ended up betraying what's his name, Lucifer, right? For him to be the fallen angel, kicked out of heaven, be this bad guy in history, right? So it's just I feel like that's almost the same scenario. Also, my dad's name literally means angel, and his last name, because I don't even have his last name. That's why I feel like there's just some behind the scenes stuff that was going on that she was trying to be spiteful for. That's why I look like him. I may not have his last name, but I look like him. And every day for the rest of your life, if you still want to be cool with me, friends, I guess, because we ain't family, for real. It's a whole bunch of karmics. I don't know who to trust now. But, right, it's where was I going with this? Because I'm talking too much, and it's just right.
Oh, but it's just like, the things that she's done to my dad. I was just like, they really can be unforgiving. But you gotta love them. You have to forgive them regardless. What I've learned is that, in tarot, from the psychology book, at least when it comes to the mother and the father, positions and roles and stuff, the father forgives while the mother doesn't. So, regardless of if my mom is out here doing all this shit behind the scenes to sabotage my happiness, I still have to forgive her. Now, if it was the other way around, she wouldn't have did that. That's fucked up, but I mean, it is what it is. And that's probably what happened. You're keeping me from things that really I'm supposed to be granted. To help build upon the family, and that's always been my thing. Like everything that I've been working towards have always have been towards the family. 10 of Pentacles, but it's just been snakes around me, and situations like this, bitter people trying to keep things on the low to stop you from building. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. It could be both my parents. Who knows? But I'm ready to cut them all off because I don't. They didn't really be there in the way that they were supposed to, as far as understanding that, like, maybe this child is supposed to grow up and be raised differently from the traditional people, but then I don't know. My dad was raised traditionally, for him to kind of break out of that, but then to still try to raise me traditional, but then to not have the power to to uphold a family to have that same mentality that his dad had. That's another thing too. He ran away from something and his life hasn't been the same. And I've been like, get into your art, get into your art, draw, dad. Can you get into your art? When are you gonna draw me a picture? Like, I don't know. So it's just like, if people don't want to step into their life purpose, then like things is gonna get cut. I'm just saying. I'm like, and it's like, I can walk away, right? 8 of Cups. That I can walk away, right? I could even stay, right? But again, if you still get in the way of what my life purpose is, you're just going to end up losing your life. Potentially. Things are just going to get cut around you that just will no longer support you. Put it like that. So it is essentially losing your life. Because you want to play with other people's livelihood, right? So things around you are going to slowly start falling down like dominoes. I think that's what. Yeah. So there's a reader that I watch, but again, I'm not gonna really. I need to stop watching, or at least stop speaking about it as well, because there's just like other shit that is going on, and it's just like I don't got time for that kind of drama. People yelling on their YouTubes, cursing at other YouTubers and trying to call them out and stuff. Like, I thought we was all a team here. That's why I was just like, I keep my distance. I don't even. Ever since I started this whole thing, like, I don't really connect with people on this shit. Like, there was like one chick, and like in my little group of friends that I've met, that they're all familiar spirits, but the one girl that I was cool with, right, who has this energy, because mind you, she shares the same sign as my mom. That's why it's just like Scorpios, and then she's also a twin too at that. My mom's not, but the girl is. But this girl reminds me of my mom, just a younger version of her. Like literally, like a younger version of my mom. Like, if like you just would have took her soul and then put it into like somebody younger than me, like that's what this girl is, just a younger version of my mom in some way, shape, or form. And that's why I kind of keep my distance from her, because she practices magic. maybe black magic, I don't know, but she's into that esoteric witchcraft shit. Because when I first started getting into tarot, I ended up gifting her and her sister some cards. So I gifted her the Tarot of Moors because I ended up getting that deck because I thought it would be cool, right, to have, because I was looking for decks that would have people of color. I was trying to be like that adamant on it, but when I got those cards, I really couldn't read them, so I just like gifted it to her, and I ended up gifting her sister the Starman Tarot, the same Starman Tarot deck that y'all may have seen me use already. If not, then y'all will see it eventually. I ended up gifting that to her sister, but her sister ended up not really using the cards. So I ended up telling the main girl, right, to give those cards back to me, and I was lucky to get those back. But so yeah, so but as I was doing these cards today, right, I saw that well, put it like this. A few weeks ago, this girl hit me up. Now, I haven't talked to the girl in a while. It's been a couple years since I talked to the girl. And she decides to hit me up. It's probably been a year and a half maybe since I've talked to her. But she hits me up. She's like, hey, how are you? Oh, wow, we're at 2 hours in. Well, it's fine. I can probably just cut this. Part 1, part 2. So we're at 2 hours in. Welcome back, guys. Continuing part 2, right? That's probably like, I don't know. But, so yeah. So, she hits me up. It's not even like, she's like, hey, how you been? I'm like, I'm good, just staying out the way, She's like, yeah, I'm staying out the way, and something about her son. Didn't even know she was pregnant at all whatsoever. And I didn't even want to engage in that because I just felt like there was something odd about that, especially when I'm in the process of like cutting out the rest of the people in that little circle group. So, when she said that, I double tapped that to get the little hearts. So weeks go by, I'm pulling out this. Well, here we are today. I'm pulling out these cards, right? And like I've told you in past readings in a past reading that I've done about this Black Widow initiation, working under the full moon. Of course, I see the Black Widow movie along with that Till Death movie as well. So there's like some innuendos going on with these movies, or with me being shown that. And again, of course, I watched that with my mom. So I just feel like there's some trickery going on, right? But I end up writing to that young lady, not to accuse her of doing any black magic, but I see that on her page that she has Bruja on there, right? She's younger than me too, and that's cute and all, but it's very important that when you say things like that, that you are really doing the proper research and background of your family heritage for you to be doing things like black magic and stuff like. And the reason why I hit her up, because again, she has a child. I know there's black widows out here that are into black magic and they be doing shit out here, and just because you got kids don't mean that they are fucking safe. Like, I don't understand like how y'all think that y'all, just because y'all got kids, that like y'all just gonna be cool out here. Like, no. Like, God has favorites, right? And just because you have kids don't make you his favorite. Like, you're not protected at all whatsoever, especially when you've probably had some malicious intentions to have that baby anyway. So what's going to happen is God's going to allow you to have that baby, but that baby's probably going to grow up to be a pain in your fucking ass and probably your damn killer. Be careful with how you manifest things. Just saying. It's just like somebody mentioned the Bride of Chucky before, but not the Seed of Chucky, but I think with the Seed of Chucky though, he wasn't as expected to be the killer that his dad wanted him to be, but I think he still ended up becoming a killer anyway. I need to go watch that movie, but it was something along those lines of like, him being more crazier than his dad, but I don't know. Yeah, the boy was confused. That's what it was. So it's just that when you sit there, you play with magic. And I remember at one point when I hung around with her, I remember she wanted to do a love spell. So, right, and I'm watching all these readings, right? They talk about this black magic stuff. I know I don't fucking do it. I don't have the time, nor the patience, nor the energy to even get into some shit like that. I may be burning a candle, a white candle at that. I may light it under the full moon. I may write some things down. It's never no spells. But I will say this, I do pray, which is essentially a spell. I've been told that prayers are incantations, which they are true, because every time I pray on something, boy, do it happen. It does. You have the pure intentions. I got my sapphire here for my healing, right? Here my heart, but that's also my birthstone. You know, I like to get into with my natural elements. You know, with things that actually apply to me in my healing process, right? So, you know, you just want to align yourself and get yourself properly together. But shit, where was I going with this? Okay, I guess maybe that's it. Shit, I've been talking for 2 hours now. 2 hours and 6 minutes. Well, it's not even 2 hours and 6 minutes, but you know how the time is, because it's really out aligning yourselves, stepping to your north node, cutting things out, the increase, yeah, making room for more as well. It's a part of the fortune. And I keep saying it like I'm supposed to know what the fuck that means, and you didn't even read the damn card. 45, and then we're going to end it here. 45. I was really ranting. I was really going on for something. I'm going to be upset. I'm like, damn it, I was on a roll on something, and then I missed it. Alright, it says, part of fortune increase. Fortune favors the brave. Attributed to Terence 190 through 1159 BC. All right, so we're not about to read all that because I'm getting a little tired now. But the part of fortune card in brief, you know. Oh wow, look at that. I'm gonna get, because it says Ten of Pentacles as the corresponding tarot card. So there again, we got the family card. But okay, it says inherent, right? Inherent, like inheritance, inherent talents, the gifts one is born with, what comes easily, what is natural, instinct, perception, desires, success, gains, where one has good fortune, happiness, wealth, creativity, what flows in easily, having your needs provided for, encountering success, increase, generosity, openness, public recognition, acclaim, good health, being virtuous, habits, patterns, sensations, a sense of belonging, the gifts of childhood, right? 6 of Cups. And you see them flowers, right? Those tulips and those lilies, right? And then you got the keys. The keys. Look, Isis is talking to y'all. Look at, come on. I can't even. There we go. Yeah, gotta do makeup hands. But yeah, past life, present power. Underneath that is the pyramid of life, psychic protection. And look. You got your Mewtwo here for psychic protection. You know, you got your angel here. You know, he's not really a bad guy, but he's not really a good guy either, you know. But oh shit, I lost the spot. Was that 45? I'm almost done, y'all. I don't know. Excuse me. The gifts of childhood, family issues, cycles, finding balance, anxiety, fear of failure, taking on more than you can handle, repairing what needs to be fixed, working off the grid, being responsible solely for your own victory. 10 of Pentacles. is the corresponding tarot card. Key ideas: where you are lucky, fortune, karmic triggers, destiny, and fate. So, like I said before, somebody's with a karmic, right? In a family situation. Bitter baby mom, keeping it on the low, snakes around me. Like, come on now. Y'all reflecting in some way, shape, or form about the karmic families. It's like they're at the bottom with the ancestors are talking to y'all. And as I'm over here learning, like, I really do strongly feel like my bloodline is connected with Moses and Jesus. And so that means King David is in there as well. So come on. And if we really want to if I really want to be specifically technical, Abraham, shit, is who I'm really connecting with. That's my family's bloodline. So I come from a lineage of God's chosens, God's children, the golden children, the golden child. You know, it's, I don't know if I told y'all this, but but from what I've researched, when certain things, especially during the time of Christmas, right, before I end up going down south, when I was still in my mom's, and I was like, I end up getting connected with the Bible, and it led me to, you know, the New Testament. I think John led me to then go to Matthew. You know, I didn't go through Luke or John, or Mark. It's Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, but I only went to John and Matthew. But, you know, it still was the story of Jesus, though. But it's just like, how do you get guided to do stuff like that, especially when you're in tarot? Like, nobody just thinks about, oh, I'm gonna, you know, read the Bible and do tarot at the same time. Like, nobody's thinking about doing that. So it's just like, oh, but it's the connection, right, of trying to connect with who my bloodlines is. And as a person who's learning their gifts and abilities, you know, the high priestess is, you know, she feels what she knows. So high priestess is someone who's really tapped into their intuition. It's not just, oh, I think. No, there's something going on, and I know it because I feel something is going on. Like, she's really tapped into, like, the room. She can really read the room for what it is. No bullshit. You know, she give two straight, no chaser, you know. That's that psychic ability, you know. And there's been, like, some things I'm still trying to figure out if it's some type of it's a clear something, but I know I have a clairvoyance, and there's not a clairvoyance. Clairvoyance is more so with the vision. I mean, it could be. There is some type of clairvoyancy I have. I get, like, little dreams. I can, little dreams can, like, give me messages. But it's the auditory, but it's the physical. Like, I get these phantom smells, and then I really get feelings, like feelings on my body. So, like, there'd be times when I'm like, I feel somebody resting on my chest. Like, somebody really loves my chest. Like, they either rest on my chest or they're playing with my nipples. There's been times when my butt was being played with, and then I get, like, feelings on my legs, you know. And of course, with the phantom smells, that can be a lot of things. I've smelled cheesesteaks before, but then I've also smelled nuts before. Like, not peanuts, like somebody's groins. So it can be, like, those type of things. Like, that's how the abilities work. Now, what I've found, right, when I was trying to do my research on that, right, I was getting, like, the feeling on my leg, right? It was my leg was being played with. So then that's when I kind of did some research on that. And then for some reason, I ended up watching a sermon that actually got into the story of Jacob and Esau, right? So we know about how Jacob is the twin of Esau, and I think he was born right after that. And it's been like this sibling rivalry for a very long time, since coming out the womb. They've been fighting in their mom's womb, and then she gave birth to them, and even in her giving birth, they're still fighting to be the first. Of course, Esau was the first one, and here comes Jacob grabbing at his heel. You know, it's that. I feel like it's going to be that kind of energy as well when it comes to what the fuck is going on here. Because as I'm tapping in, I'm just like, well, why? There has something to do with your birthright. That's what I've been learning as well. It's something about a birthright, which is another reason why like motherfuckers is about to start acting out. Like once they really find out who they are and where they're supposed to be and what lands are supposed to be theirs, I'm telling you. Also too, it ain't up here, but they talked about the beginning, right? And then they talked about Jesus, but Revelations is important. And that was another thing too that I found out as well. I didn't read too much into it, but I basically read enough to know that there are 7 churches out there that either are made or need to be made or need to be inhabited and worked out of and utilized in time for the rapture. It's yeah. That's all I gotta say. And one of them may be a church of Philadelphia. So I don't know if the city itself could be the reference to the church, or there is a church that needs to be inhabited, that needs to be located and inhabited to then be worked through to have people come in, for safety. It's supposed to be safe havens. They're supposed to be stationed out, and they're supposed to be safe havens, and then they're supposed to be bringing in the people that they. Oh wow! Because this entrapment is here, but there's this wild card. She's on a boat, setting sail. Oh, and there's a dragon too. That's confirmation that I need to go get those dragon cards. I mean, I have dragon oracles, but the dragons. Oh wow! Because here's my evil eye dragon steel. But dragons are also connecting with me as well, and I also have a theory about that. Because again, Lilith and Lucifer weren't supposed to mate, and you also found out that she's a reptilian or something like that. And I've mentioned before how, Lucifer is a fallen angel, right? So Lucifer is a fallen angel, and Lilith is somewhat of a reptilian, and you consort with a reptilian. Wouldn't that create a dragon? In some way, shape, or form? So I just feel like, that's a thing. And with the Game of Thrones deck, that's funny, because, Khaleesi, she's the mother of dragons. But you also see the King of Wands here. King of Wands in the Game of Thrones deck is, what's his name? Ned Stark, But, it's still fire energy. He didn't have dragons because he died, but, not his son, his nephew, who he claimed to be his son, out of safety. See, so now there's the bloodlines again. It has something to do with bloodlines and connections and secrets being hidden. Of course. I mean, I don't know what I was trying to get at. I think I talked enough. But yeah, I feel like maybe the creation of life is all about, again, starting over, back to the beginning. Once you cut out the snakes, you cut the grass. Now you can see things for what it is. You can start all over. You can recreate. Yeah, I could look at it like this. It's like recreating your story. Because now you're stepping into your life purpose now. You're on a brand new journey now. So you can kind of have with that world card, right? It's like you have the power to move about the country, but you also have the power to create your own story. And I say that with that King of Wands there. The King of Wands in the Philly deck, right? In the Philly deck, there's like a camera. There's a camera, like an old school camera with the big reels next to him. And it reminds me of a director. You know, you are the director of your own movie. You are the director of your life. You can write the script. You have the power. You can take charge. That stuff. That's what this is. You know, just tap into that innocence. And again, you also see like, you see how they're giving, like they're giving gifts. Like he's giving a gift to her, and she's like, ah, for me? And like they already got, like they've been exchanging gifts all day. Oh, I don't know why I put that there. Oh yeah, maybe that's the reason why. Oh yeah, like reconciling with the past. This is like, again, starting all over again. Can we start all over? Can we get a restart? Can that's this is what I'm getting to. This is like, can we like really start all over? Like, can we take it back to the beginning? Like, oh shit, this is literally trying to rewrite something with the king and queen. Somebody's literally trying to rewrite something. And you know what's so funny, right? And I mentioned the Philly deck, right? The Philly deck. There's a king and queen of swords, right? With the Philly deck, the king of swords, he's more of the writer, because well, the swords, they all have quills, pens, right? They're like pens, so they all write in some way, shape, or form. But the king of swords is the actual writer. Like he's the poet, he's the author, he's the, you know, the editor in chief and all that. Like he's the guy to do it all, right? As far when it comes to that. The queen of swords, however, she's more of the talker. She either does TV or radio or podcasting, right? Is what I'm getting at. As that's how I was, you know, saying. So somebody may be a writer, and somebody may be like the actual like speaker of the matter. So somebody may be actually writing a book, and somebody may be reading the audio book for that book that person wrote as well. Oh yeah, right? That could be another thing. Because y'all come together, that book, that audio book or whatever, that's the story that y'all tell to the world. That help the collective. Oh wow, yeah, that third eye and the key of life, yep. That's what it is. Y'all come together to tell a story. And y'all North Node energy, wow. This is a long ass reading. And we are almost at 2:30. Alright. But yeah. This is like some type of weird, twisted fairy tale story. Like, I don't know, somebody tried to keep you stuck. It's somebody's mom or grandmom. Again, I've mentioned that before, because the Queen of Pentacles, it could be indicative of a grandma. But that also could just be somebody stepping in. Well, because again, it's like High Priestess is underneath. This High Priestess, to me, you know, this is somebody that actually like does work. She does exercise. Like she exercises demons and shit. Like this ain't no. This is literally like a priest. Yeah, it's a Sailor Mars. You know, her dad. No, not her dad. Her grandfather. Oh wow, so her grandma, right? Her grandfather. Oh wow, he's like maybe the parallels, right? Into that whole thing, right? Because my grandma told you she's a preacher, or she used to be a pastor of her own church. They recently sold it. I thought that maybe I was supposed to inherit it. I think that was supposed to be the case, but I don't think people were doing their research enough. Not saying that me specifically, but somebody in that family was supposed to get that church. It was supposed to get passed down to the family, and it was supposed to stay with the family. Like, I don't understand how that miscommunication happened. But again, I guess that's none of my business. That's between her and God, you know. But but yeah, High Priestess here, right? So again, my grandma, she owns the church. She does, the religious work. So here I am, as I'm getting older. I'm looking at my family. I'm like, well, somebody has to still take the lead into this. Like, you just can't be a preacher and just be like, okay, that's it. Like, the way that this goes is like, you gotta have your family in some way, shape, or form being led into that direction to kind of still carry it on. But she's been so controlling over everything that, like, her children fell back from actually trying to step up to the plate of, being that religious leader. So now, because they're, letting their mom's pride and ego get in the way of what their calling is supposed to be, it's really starting to affect the family a lot. I will say that. Because it's like, when I went down there, like, I was supposed to go down there to really help out, but I was also, she's still going through issues with my mom as well. So, like, when I went down there, I was like, in that mode of trying to present myself to be of service to the family, but they were all like, oh, my mama this and my mama that. She's very precise. She's very particular. This is how she wants things her way, and like, nobody wants to hear that, especially when you want to be of service. So when you're telling me that you can't be of service because there's a controlling person around, then it's just like, well, okay, well, because I can't really do much, then I just I tend to myself. And that's what happened. That entire time I was down there, I was basically shut off, watching my YouTube videos and learning. Still trying to kind of understand what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I've been pulling tarot for a couple of years now, but I've also been doubting myself as to really take this shit seriously, because I'm so in my mind about, religious factors, about my family. Trying to keep this shit on the low. But keeping shit on the low is what's stopping me from standing in my North Node, my life's purpose. And when you're not standing in life's purpose, that's when a whole bunch of karma is going to start coming your way, and things, ain't going to look pretty. I see this one guy on Instagram. I don't know if this is a setup, just as like this is his shtick for like how he does things, like on his social media. But it's like, every time I'm on his social media, this man is always in a car accident. In some way, shape, or form, he gets into a car accident. I'm like, this can't be possible. And I'm like, that may be possible. Maybe he is getting in those accidents because he's not standing in his North Node. He's out here trying to become a rapper or a musician, but maybe that's not really his true calling. That could be an example of something. But again, that also just could be his niche, the thing that helps him stand out from the rest of everybody. If this dude is always getting in the car accidents and stuff like that, it's just like, damn, this guy ain't got no luck. That's his thing. No luck Chuck, right? That's not his name, but that's just how it is. I'm just talking right now. I just, that's why I say it's a read on a rant. I mean, a rant on a read, yeah. So I'm ranting right now. But yeah, it's just, I feel like it's highly imperative that we really start doing research into the North Nodes, And I also looked at my Vedic astrology, right? I'm a Leo sun sign, and I think I'm a Scorpio rising. But that is my ascending though. I think that's still something different, because I think that's still the same in my tropical. But there's so much to learn. That's why, you stay tuned. Not now, but you know, come back whenever I post videos and shit like that. You know, things are gonna be different as time goes. You know, these videos aren't supposed to be taken serious, but there's just certain things that I do need to get off my chest in order for this to like really kind of push forward. I do these live. This is being recorded live on Twitch, but nobody's really watching except for like one person, but I'm pretty sure that's a bot, so, you know, it is what it is. However, right, these will be uploaded to my YouTube for anybody to see, but, you know, starting off, ain't nobody really watching these. So the message isn't going to get out as soon as possible, but it's important that I have this video out here in general. People may not watch it because it's so long, but shit, you want to get a message out of it, you'll sit and listen to it. Somebody will. They'll break it down for you if they really want to help. And it's not that they don't want to help. It's like, who really wants to sit there and put time in? This is a 2-hour video. Who really wants to be like, all right, well, he's talked about this. Here's the timestamps. I would greatly appreciate that for somebody to do that, but I'm probably going to do this as a 3-parter. Yeah, we at 2:30. I'm gonna break this in half, but I mean, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. Please follow me on Twitch, as well as YouTube, and all my other social medias. I should put those in the description box below. But let me know how this reading turned out for you. Even though this wasn't a general reading, it's a personal reading to be general. So again, like if you felt like some of these things resonated with you as well, I would, you know, please communicate. Please communicate, right? I think we all need to start communicating our feelings about this. I think I might put this as a full moon. I mean, a black moon reading, but it's going to be specifically divine soulmates, divine partner. Like it's like that divine soulmate, divine partner union. I know Twinflame is there, but like I said before, I'm dealing with same sex. So, well, I can't. Yeah, I'm dealing with same sex. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. See, that's what I'm saying. I need to take it down now. But thank you guys for watching. See y'all guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Oh, wait. Hold on. I locked the screen. Yeah, how about that? All right, guys. Bye.